So, hi my friends and my seniors. Today I will tell you three interesting stories from class 4. So, first I will tell you Helen Keller, and then I will tell you Giving Tree, and then I will tell you Alice in Wonderland. So, let's start with Helen Keller. It was the summer of 1880. A healthy girl was born in a small town in Alabama. Her parents loved her dearly and named her Helen Keller. But one day, the baby became ill, and day after day, her fever stayed high, and everyone in the family tried to help her to get better. But they could survive. There was nothing more we can do. The baby may not lived. Helen lived, but she was not seen after her Helen. Something is very wrong. Her mother said, at last we find out what was wrong with Helen. The baby could not see or hear. Means Helen is deaf and blind. But some people thought that Helen could not learn anything. But her mother did not agree. He said and added, the problem is how can we reach her? She locked up inside himself. Helen could not let her head in and comb her hair. Her clothes were always dirty. She often angry, and he lay down on the floor and kicked her feet. And one day her parents thought that they should find a teacher. Miss Sullivan, a young teacher, agreed to help Helen to learn to see the world. Miss Sullivan gave Helen a doll, D-O-L-L, doll, spelled doll. Miss Sullivan spelled the words with his finger into Helen's head, and with hand sings. And Helen did not understand what she was doing. But he liked Miss Sullivan. She is strict but kind. She spelled a lot of words for Helen day and night. And one day Miss Sullivan made Helen's hand into the running water. And suddenly Helen said, water, W-A-T-R, water. And then Helen understood water means something wet running over her hand. And he also understood that the words is very important in the world. Word would tell her everything what she wanted to know. And now I will tell you Giving Tree. So let's start. There was a tree, and it loved a little boy. The little boy would visit the tree and enjoy its company. The tree said, come here my boy, come and climb up my trunk, swing for my branches, eat my apples and be happy. The boy said, what fun. Then the tree said, you are hungry, eat my apples. How delicious. When the boy was tired, he slept under the tree. The tree was very happy to give it shade. But time went by, the boy grew older and went out. The tree was sad because he alone. And after 1 year, the boy came back to the tree, and the tree was very happy. He said, come boy, come and climb my trunk, swing for my branches, eat my apples and be happy. Then the boy said, tree, I am too big to climb tree and play. I want some money. Can you give me some money? Then the tree said, sorry boy, I have no money. I have only leaves and apples. But you can pluck my apples and sell them in the market. Then you will have money. So the boy happily plucked the tree's apples and go to sell them away. So the tree was very happy, but the boy stayed there from a long time, and he came back after 2 or 3 years. The tree was shook with joy. He said, come boy, come and climb my trunk, swing for my branches, eat my apples and be happy and play in my shade. But the boy said, tree, I am too busy to climb trees. I am getting married. I need a house for my wife and children. Can you give me a house? Then the tree said, sorry boy, I have no house, but you can cut my branches and build a house. So the boy happily cut the tree's branches and go over to build a house. Then the tree said, because he is very alone. And after 5 or 6 years, the boy came back to the tree. Now the boy was a young man, and he also can hardly speak. And the tree was very happy. He said, come boy, come, what can I do for you? Then the boy said, tree, I am going a business trip. I need a boat to take me away. Can you give me a boat? Then the tree said, sorry boy, I have no boat, but you can cut my trunk and make a boat. So the boy happily cut the tree's trunk and go out to sail his boat. The tree was left only with his stump. And after 3, 6 years, 7 years, many years ago, the boy came back again to the tree. Now the tree left with his stump, and the boy also old man. Now the tree very happy, but he also very sad. and he recognized him. He said, I want to give you something, but I have nothing left to give you. I am just an old stump. My apples are gone, you can't eat them. My teeth are too weak for apples. My branches are gone, you can't swing on them. I am too old to swing on branches. My trunk is gone, you can't climb on them. I am too tired to climb trees. Sorry boy, I want to give you something, but I have nothing left to give you. I am just an old stump. And the boy said, Dear tree, you have always given me something, but now I do not need much. Just a quiet place to sit and rest. And the tree thought, and suddenly he said, Well, an old stump is good for sitting. Come boy, come, sit down and rest. And the old man did, and the tree was still happy. And now this is the time for Alice in Wonderland. So let's start. One day Alice was lying under a tree listening to her sister reading a story. Suddenly, this boy watched a step by. He had pink eyes, wearing a blue coat. He took out a big watch from his waistcoat pocket as he hurried away. He said, Oh dear, I'll be too late. She thought that there was something very different about this rabbit. It could talk. A rabbit who wears a red waistcoat. Alice was burning with curiosity and she followed the rabbit. The rabbit started running and Alice followed the rabbit. The rabbit suddenly popped down into a large rabbit hole and Alice jumped into the rabbit hole too. The rabbit went down and down and down and down and down and down into the rabbit hole and Alice said, Where am I? How many miles down I have fallen? I might be getting somewhere center of the earth. Thump. Alice landed on a pile of dry leaves. She stood up and looked around and saw the white rabbit again. It disappeared and said, Oh my ears and whiskers, how late it is getting. And Alice stood up and saw a small door about 50 inches high and a glass table with a golden key. So he tried the golden key on the lock and her delight it fitted. And when he opened the door, she looked into the loveliest garden she had ever seen. And those beds of bright flowers and cool fountains, but he could not get her head through the doorway. And he said, How wish I could become smaller and smaller, she echoed loudly. Now, this is the time to go. Thank you. And if you like this story, so please subscribe our channel, hit the bell icon and like this video. Thank you.